Hey, what's up guys? My name is RedBeard and today I'm going to be playing The Bottom of the Well. This is a free-to-play game on Steam. It's supposed to be sort of like a choose-your-own-adventure narrative sort of thing. And it's supposed to be relatively short. Some games only 20 minutes. And it's supposed to be based off like Alice in Wonderland and stuff. So that's about all I know. So let's get right into it. Welcome to Bottom of the Well. This game is a visual novel, meaning it's mainly text-based piece of interactive fiction, a book where you need to decide what happens next. Most of the gameplay consists of picking your choice from a selection of options, which will further the story. Bottom of the Well does have some gameplay aside from multiple choice though, the most important of which is a kind of Alice, our protagonist, you are going to play. For your first playthrough, we recommend you use default Alice, but the customization is there to be used. Even if you complete the game, a different Alice might have a very different experience. If nothing else, you might just find a new way to die. Thank you for playing our game. Red Nettle Studio. I don't want to die. Dying sucks. I want a custom Alice maybe. Maybe I should just do default. We'll start with default, and we'll see how the game is, I guess. The default Alice is capable of finishing the game to its true ending, but not necessarily through all branches. This Alice is career motivated, friendly, somewhat lazy, a hopeless romantic with no survival skills at all. Sounds like me. She makes up for it, except minus the romantic part. She makes up for it by being a good organizer. Well, that's not like me at all. Okay. I guess we'll set and start and see what happens. Dream Diary, September 13th, 2015. Today I had the weirdest dream in my life. I'm waiting for Joe. Okay, I guess we're just gonna move on. Morning, eh? Morning. Well, this guy, I don't know. Maybe we should have voices. Is this a dude or a girl? Morning, eh? Morning. Did you catch the anniversary reading last night? No, well, I tried, but I fell asleep. Listen about that. Maybe I'll just read it in my normal voice. You fell asleep. Oh, come on. Alice in Wonderland is like our favorite. Let me finish. Something happened. I was tuning in my radio. You are such a Luddite. Amazing I could even catch you online. Shut up. I am not a Luddite. I just like analog things. Anyway, I was tuning into the broadcast and I must have hit the AM switch or something because suddenly the channel changed to something else. What? Aliens? Oh, government run numbers stations. No, it was this weird like noise. At first it's hard to explain why I was so drawn to it. I could hear snippets of some melody maybe, lyrics, but the signal was weak. So you turned it off and continued looking for the Alice broadcast. So I went up on my balcony and turned the antenna around until the signal came through, clear. It sounded more like music, with the odd signal in the background. When logic and proportion have fallen sloppily dead, the White Knight is talking backwards and the Red Queen is off with her head. Oh, so somebody's radio broadcast of Golden Oldies. It felt like there was something else there, some message that the music was hiding. And I know it sounds weird, but then I fell asleep. What a story. I know, she'd be great at parties. No, hear me out. I dreamed, and I didn't know I was dreaming. Do you understand? It was entirely lucid, like waking up in another world. Except I didn't think of it as another world. Ugh. Does this make any sense? You had a super lifelike dream where you didn't know you were dreaming, but you were still lucid and in control. Sounds pretty rad to me. You are a liar. I'm sure it would have been, except for the whole end of the world apocalypse bit in the dream. Okay, now you've got my attention. Does she? So like I said, it was the end of the world. Everything I did that day felt like the real thing. Every smell, every sound, every color, every touch. It's important you know that. I wasn't like acting like I would in a dream. I didn't know it was a dream. Heavy. There was no warning, no build-up, nothing. Just one moment and the next the TV had turned to the emergency alert system, and this voice that sounded like it had been recorded in the 60s told us we were under attack. Were you alone? Yeah. I had a pretty long day at the office, so I had sworn off all social contact for the evening. I had the TV on in the background, just as noise. Wait, what? The office? You mean you've got some kind of real adult person job in this dream of yours? Yeah, actually, at the college student admissions office. Hey, don't sound so surprised. I am going to graduate in just a few months, you know. Uh-huh. With a Bachelor of Arts in English Literature. Shut up. Such skill with words. Anyway, what happened next? Like I said, the TV suddenly turned into the emergency alert system. I jacked up the volume all the way. I didn't know they could do that. The broadcast told us we were under attack right now, and that we needed to get to shelter, that we had less than 30 minutes before the bombs hit. Jesus, sounds scary. At first I didn't want to believe it. I switched to the channel, but they were all the same. And then the sirens started. Tornado sirens. Flood sirens, I don't know. And I knew things were serious. So what do you do? Oh, what do we do, guys? I don't know. There's sirens, so the phone lines might be down. Might be smarter just to think about what you're going to do. The broadcast kept saying to stay indoors, to keep all windows and doors closed and stuff like that. Was it realistic for you to think that you could stay in the apartment? Realistic? It wasn't like I had been through an apocalypse before. I'm not sure what constitutes realistic. I had enough food in my cupboards to last me a little while, so at least I had that going for me. Oh yeah, and then I had my trusty radio, of course. I tried it, and it worked. It was sending out the same emergency broadcast as the TV, and you called me a Luddite. You got me there. So, what did you do? Okay, so I guess that wasn't the right answer. I mean, if I was in her situation, I'd probably try to call people. Chess, who's that? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. My, boyfriend. I mean, I don't have a boyfriend, but in my dream I did. Wait up. Tell me more about this sudden new boyfriend of yours. I thought you weren't in the dating scene. Actually, I'd be thinking about putting myself out there. Like maybe some online dating or something. Although, I'm kind of afraid to check OkCupid right now. What if there's a guy out there named Chess? Good icebreaker. Hi, I'm Alice. I dreamed about you last night. You were my end of the world, buddy. Funny. Aren't I just... You were saying about Chess. What kind of name is that anyway? Yeah, it is a weird name. I wasn't really... I mean, yeah, he was pretty hot, I guess. And smart and into me. What more could you ask for? Okay, then. I can sense you're blushing all the way over here. Where are you? Are you talking to this guy through the phone? Maybe I should check my OkCupid profile, actually. So what did your boyfriend think? Well, first I tried calling him, but all I got was pre-recorded network busy message. But the net still worked, so I hit him up there. I mean, we did most of our communications in chat anyway. And he wasn't online. Kind of a dumb idea anyway, I guess. Fuck! I'm bad at this. Why would we... I don't understand. Why would we go online? Why don't you call the police? If it's an apocalypse thing, fuck. Alright, well, let's go online. Didn't you try calling someone like your parents? Of course I tried, but it's futile. The phone network was completely overworked. See, that's what I was thinking. But the net still worked fine. I thought the phone network would be fucked. So what'd you find? The net was still working, but the bandwidth was severely lacking. The major news networks were either down or overloaded, but all the big search engines defaulted to some kind of government site in super simple HTML. That kind of confirmed that it was the real deal. Yeah. Isn't the net supposed to become some DARPA invention anyway? Wouldn't be surprised if they had some kind of system in place to take over if need be. Well, they hadn't taken it over. You could still go wherever you wanted. Facebook still worked. Apocalypse-proof servers? Nice. It was insane. I tried to get in touch with my brother. He's the only one who's even got an account. But there was no reply. I just spammed my aunts and sent an email to my mother. But I don't know. It felt like I needed to find someone right then and there. And a group chat. It was spreading through our social network like a wildfire. Someone had found the closest old fallout shelter that was actually still operable down on 3rd. People are going there, just grabbing all they could and running before the bombs fall. So what happened next? You know, I did find you online. That must have been useless. I'm all the way over in old Blighty. Useless. Or unless things were different in your dream. No, you were still in the UK. The bombs had started falling there. You... ... You disappeared. There's nothing more to do. It was only a dream. Sure. So then what? Okay. So we have to make a decision now. Do we stay at home with our food and stuff, or do we try to go to the fallout shelter? I think we've explored all our other options here. Well, the fallout shelter, there'll be other people that could probably help us if need be. And it could be a good way to get into contact with somebody. I mean, it just seems like a natural disaster apocalypse, so... I mean, we were told, I think, to stay indoors. But, I mean, if it floods and you're indoors or something, or if there's a fire, like, you're fucked. But if you're in, like, a fallout shelter, like, I think you'd have a better chance. And there'd be lots of people to help you if you did get in trouble. Maybe. Somebody out there's got to be ethical enough to help you out. Or at least try to. The old fallout shelter was down on 3rd. It wasn't that far. Close enough to walk anyway. Well, you're not walking. This is an apocalypse. You're fucking running there. Did you bring anything? Alright, yes. I grabbed the biggest bag I had. A backpack. People always called it magic. You could fit so much stuff into it. Bigger on the inside and all that. So what do we want to take? I guess this is our backpack. You know what? You can go without food for a really long time. I don't know if that game recognizes something like this. It gives us 2 options to take 2 foods if we want. But you can survive a really long time without food. Clothes, I don't think that's a big deal. I don't know what kind of apocalypse this is, honestly. Now let's take a flashlight and a map. We'll take the radio. Take the spare clothes. Take the sleeping bag. Oh, we have to choose now. I don't think we need spare clothes that much. Honestly, you can definitely survive without clothes. Sleeping bag, though, if it gets really cold, that could help you out a lot. And food is definitely... I mean, it's not necessary, but it'll definitely be nice to have. Is that all we can take, I think? The radio that started it all, every channel I can get to just keeps repeating the same recorded emergency message. Non-perishable food seems good to eat. We were at the sleeping bag. My flashlight, I keep batteries in it fresh, make sure it works at all times, especially in the evenings. My student office gives these maps out to freshmen. Somehow this ended up in my apartment. Okay. I think that's all we can have. But I think I can live without the other stuff. I think these are the necessities. Well, go on. What was it like? Did you run into trouble? You could say that. God, that shelter. So, I headed down towards the shelter from my apartment. I'll admit, I was still kind of hoping it was all just some kind of big false alarm, and by tomorrow everything would be back to normal. Like an extreme version of Orson Welles' War of the Worlds broadcast. Actually, the panic that the radio show caused was greatly exaggerated, probably by Welles himself. And it worked. We still remember it today. Great ad campaign. Guess that English literature degree is coming to some use at least. Yeah, well, I really didn't feel like it. I remember trying to think of the words to describe the way the streets felt, the way the city sounded. Turmoil, chaos, anarchy, tumult, pandemonium. The capital of hell. Now, who's got a degree in literature? Stop stalling. Yeah, it's just so fucking damn. Like I said, everything felt so real. The panic in the streets, the accidents everywhere with no emergency responders showing up, and the ever-present siren. It was like everyone walked with their eyes up to the sky, just expecting to see a flash. Did you make it to the shelter okay? The shelter was actually in the basement of a bar. They used it as a storage, which was handy since there was a door towards the street, but there were no signals or anything like that anymore. I just knew about it from the Facebook conversation. Okay. Wait, isn't that the bar you always go to? The Rad Bar? Heh, yeah. I don't like how the background changed. That's kind of sinister. Go on, Alice. Did you get in? I went to what I thought was the side door. It wasn't the kind of alleyway I usually hang out in, but I could imagine junkies and hobos sleeping among those trash bags. The suspense is killing me. So I knocked on the door and then immediately tried the handle. It was locked. Nothing happened for a while. And then the door opened, just a bit, and she stuck her head out. She? The bitch queen. She was this redhead chick who had taken charge of everything in there. She was the one who originally posted about the place, so I guess she felt like she owned it somehow. Excuse me. She stood there in the doorway, looking me over, and then basically said, "We're full." Like, and it was an exclusive club. I can't believe they just keep you out for no good reason. Was it actually full? Ha, not a chance. There was a sign on the door that said capacity 100. There was just no way there was 100 people in there already. She said as much, or I said as much. She didn't reply. I guess he didn't just let it be at that. Well, I guess it can't hurt to try to talk your way in, can it? I tried talking my way in. You just can't leave me out here, and so forth. She just repeated that they were full, that there wasn't enough food for any more, that I should try to find some other place to hide. Stone cold bitch indeed. I tried telling her I wouldn't be a burden. I had brought food. I opened my bag and showed her. You're nicer than I would be. What did she say? I wasn't being nice. I was being desperate. I was trying to figure out the rules of this sudden new reality. She hesitated, then she said, "All right, but you will have to share." Oh, good thing we brought the food, but fuck, now we're gonna lose it. A bribe, huh? How tempting. What was your answer? Let's take her up on her offer. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, hey? If she's gonna let us in, and it's only gonna cost our food, and we're gonna have to share it, that's alright, because it sounds like there's food in there already. So she let me slip in, closing the door behind me with a bang.